Hey guys, this is Christian. Wanted to get you my first long form video format for YouTube. I want to take this opportunity to reintroduce myself a little bit. For those of you who know me, I appreciate your following. For those that don't, my name is Christian Batchelder. I'm the broker and the co-owner of the One Brokerage. I started it with my business partner, David Greene, of the Bigger Pockets podcast. The reason why we started this company can be broken down to a lot of different reasons. So the start of my journey starts after I graduated college. I went to UC Berkeley for chemical engineering, of all things. And I was in a really weird position where I was really good at something I didn't enjoy. That's not a position that a lot of people find themselves in, right? Usually people enjoy what they're good at. There's some, dopamine that's released there when you're good at something, right? And you enjoy it. And I was the opposite. I had a skill set that immediately transitioned to me getting job offers and doing internships and really potentially being on the path to a lucrative career, right? In a field that I had no desire to be in. And that was hard. That was hard for me to reason through. That was hard for me to find a place of belonging. Maybe a lot of you guys are feeling this way right now, similar to how I did. And I went and did something crazy. I went and became a realtor. It was looked down on by multiple members of my family, my friends. They said, how could you give up a career that you went to school for 4 years to a really prestigious university and a really crazy major and go be a realtor, right? Anybody can be a realtor. And while that is true, those of you in the industry know that 95% of realtors shouldn't be realtors, right? Really early on, I started with nothing. I didn't have a name. Nobody in my family wanted to buy a house. If any of you have ever tried to take a step into real estate, they usually start you with, hey, make sure your family and friends know you're in real estate, right? That's where you usually get your first clients from. And I didn't have anybody, right? None of my family members were looking to buy a house. None of my friends were looking to buy a house. None of my co-classmates or past co-workers. I worked at Subway when I was little, right? Not little, but for, summer school and high school. I just remember thinking, man, this is not an industry where you have to have knowledge or know formulas or know even really how to write contracts. This is an industry of talking to people. This is an industry of converting people. This is an industry of getting people excited about real estate and working with you and making sure they understand the benefits. And flipping my gears from a very analytical place, coming from engineering, coming from the world of everything has an answer, right? Like everything has a formula, everything has an algorithm, and going to this world where like real estate doesn't really have a blueprint of success, right? Nobody, every guru out there will tell you that there is, but nobody really knows like how can I genuinely and consistently generate clientele, right? And realtors don't make money unless they have closings. Going back to the beginning though, I started as just a simple realtor, right? Where a lot of people may be right now, looking to start my own real estate investment journey, not having a guide, not really having a mentor, not really knowing what my next steps are going to be. Prospected a lot. I was always looking for clients, always trying to get myself into the right rooms with the right people. And ultimately, I believed at a very early part in my industry that I could expand. And what I mean by that is I was realizing I was spending 30 minutes, hour long in segments with different clients. And then I would go refer them to a lender. And then I would go refer them to an insurance agent. And then I would go refer them to an investment-minded guru. Then I would refer them to a property manager. And I started to develop this idea of what if we could just develop a in-house service where all of these things are possible, where you could go getting your realtor advice, you could go get your lender advice, your insurance advice, your property management, even if you want to know how to structure an Airbnb or how to structure a long-term rental or how to find the right clients or find the right tenants, whether this is you building your own business, whether this is building an investment portfolio. And that was the starting of what's now known as the One Brokerage. Early on in my career, way before I met David, way before I became anything to reckon with, I became a lender to partner with my real estate services. That immediately changed how those conversations went with my clients. That now became, hey, let me just find a property that works for what you're looking to find, right? Whether it's in a certain area, a school district, a size, whether it has a pool, whatever. And now it became, hey, let's get a deep dive some analytics into your financial background so that we can structure not only the financing of the deal, make sure that you're qualifying what you qualify for, but then we can also go find a property that matches those financial needs, whether that's cash flow, whether that's something that's in an appreciating market, whether that's something that's going to give you a good opportunity for the future, maybe for a cash out refinance even, right? I can't tell you how many people that we represented that have bought in 2016, 2017, 2019, 2020, who have now done a cash out and expanded their portfolio because of that. And now I've gone from one property owned to 5, 6, 7, even 10 properties that are cash flowing a significant amount for them now. All that goes to say, that's all fancy words, it's pretty, but we built a community around the idea of relationship building with clients that are looking for not only real estate needs, but looking to grow financially, right? So we have a Discord community now where people can get into that they can have nonstop advice of, hey, I'm looking to target this property. What am I not thinking about, right? What am I not considering with this market? Is this going to be a market that is going to be strong in 10 years? Is this going to be a market that's going to be successful for Airbnb? And if so, what's the financial strategy that I can use to buy it? How can I finance it? How can I insure it to make sure that if anything happens to it, that my investment's protected? So with this whole basis now about my motivation to building this community, still taking it back a little bit, I found myself representing a client who was one of my mortgage clients. I was just getting a simple loan for her, and it just so happened that her realtor was David Greene. David Greene of the Bigger Pockets podcast, one of the top Keller Williams agents in America. And I remember the first time he called me and he said, "Hey Christian, I'm David Greene. I'm so-and-so's realtor. I've heard you're the lender, and she's told me that you're good. So I look forward to working with you." And at the time, I didn't know the name David Greene. I knew Bigger Pockets, and I knew he was the host, but I didn't put two and two together. And I remember responding like, "Okay, cool. That sounds good. Looking forward to working with you," as if I'd answer with any agent. But as we went through the transaction, I remember it clicked in my mind, and I'm like, "Oh, this is the Bigger Pockets statement. Okay, this is cool. All right, let me give him a really good service. Let me make sure that he's super happy." And we did some follow-ups and whatnot, but then we didn't talk again for 6 or 12 months until I got a phone call. And David called me and said, "Hey, I remember the experience that I had with you. I'm looking to build a mortgage team to partner onto my real estate services. Would you be interested in leading it?" And that obviously snowballed down the road of building around the right people. We hired incredibly fast, obviously because of the volume that David's able to generate. And now obviously I'm on the podcast and in these circles as well. But it all started with trying to surround myself with people who could not only build with me, but that I could add value to, right? People that I could partner with, people that I could give value to either with my services or my knowledge. And with David, that was both. And we kind of exponentially grew, both because of obviously his presence as well as my experience in the industry. And that led to what is now the One Brokerage that has funded over $1 billion in loan originated volume. We've just started our new insurance company. And obviously David's real estate team is going as strong as ever. So that's a little bit about me, guys. Would love obviously to have you guys comment below. I'll answer questions if you guys do have them. And looking forward to hopefully working with y'all.